The best thing that you can do is stay away from people who are pretending to have qualities that you naturally possess. Because the moment that you enter the room, those qualities are going to be exposed and they're not going to be able to rise to that occasion.
I want to say something. A prize, motherfucker.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's going on, everybody? As we all know, mental health is a huge piece for me. And recently, as I become a better version of myself, I've decided that it's time for me to go to therapy. Because I understand how life can be a little overwhelming, and we all need help navigating through the trenches of military service in and out of uniform. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. First, all you got to do is go to their site. Matter of fact, you can use my link right here. Answer a few questions and BetterHelp will match you with a professional who has years of experience helping people with struggles just like yours. You can do it all from your phone or computer via phone call or video chat or messaging, however you feel most comfortable. It's the easiest possible way to start talking to a therapist. You will be matched to a therapist usually within 48 hours so you can get started fast. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you all from the comfort of your home. Visit betterhelp.com/MeechSpeaks and enjoy a special discount on your first month. What's going on, everybody? It's that ordinary podcaster with the extraordinary thoughts that tells you to stop being great and be extraordinary. I'm Demetrius Thigpen, also known as Meech Speaks, and welcome back to another episode of the Talkin Crazy podcast. Now, before we get started with this podcast, don't forget to head on over to your favorite streaming platform, whether that's Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, and leave this podcast an honest review because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as we do. Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to start this episode off with a quote that I saw over the weekend that I just got to share with everybody. Now, this quote, it goes, actually, shout out to Hamptonford, bro, because he actually is the one that put me on this quote. You feel me? And when I saw it, I told him right then and there, man, like, hey, I'm getting that tattooed on me. So, a man of my word. I promise you exactly what I'm about to say is exactly what's about to get put on my body. All right. So, but it was so hard that I had to write it down and create an episode from it. So with that being said, here's the quote. Some will hate you because you naturally possess the qualities that they pretend to have. And I just want to just break down something real quick because I don't think a lot of people understand exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. All right. Some people will hate you because you possess qualities that they pretend to have. Like you naturally possess these qualities. Like you don't have to go through like a regimen. There's no morning routine for you to get into character. There's no thing that you have to do. Nothing has to line up for you to already have these qualities. These are things that are just already come stock with you. However, these same qualities that come naturally to you are qualities that others pretend to have. You feel me? And when you walk into a room, right? Like when you walk into a room, it becomes apparent. It becomes obvious that they don't have these fucking qualities. It becomes very obvious that they are pretending to have these qualities when you walk into a room because you naturally possess them. And when I tell you that quote really hit me, you know what I mean? Like, so when he shared that quote, it really hit me because these are things that I have possessed. You feel me? Let me phrase that. These are things that I've had to deal with throughout my entire military career. And I'm going to just say this. I've been in the Marine Corps 15 going on 16 years. And I will say, I've had a great time. You feel me? I've had a great time. I've been in leadership positions, I want to say for the past 13 years. I've always been a top tier performer. I have the ability to do something that not many can do. I can always look back on my fit reps and just look at like, damn, man, like I really was killing it. You feel me? And that's at every unit. I've never been somewhere and I've been really a shitbag. You feel me? I think the only time that I've ever been a shitbag was probably when I first came into the Marine Corps. But the moment that I learned it, out of pocket. You feel me? So when I saw it though, it reminded me because anytime that I've ever really had a bad time in the Marine Corps, you feel me? It was always because I was surrounded by somebody who legitimately like could not stand me. You feel me? Like anytime that I really ever had a bad time in the Marine Corps, I was always just surrounded by people that just didn't like me. Now, once again, when I was younger, I'm pretty sure I gave them reasons why to not like me. As I got older, though, I became very aware of my actions and I started just having a certain level of accountability for them. But for some reason, Junior Marines love me. My peers, they will love me. But it will always be, even the senior Marines will always love me. But it'll always be those like onesies and twosies that just couldn't stand my guts. And any time that I really had a bad time in the Marine Corps, it was always because I ended up around like these onesies and twosies. Probably because of an operation, probably because of a mission, probably because of a deployment, probably because it was just the luck of the draw during that time. And I bet you're wondering, did I do something to these people? And the truth is that I never did. I never did anything. Like one thing that I can wholeheartedly say about me is that I'm not malicious. You feel me? I've never had to lie, cheat, or steal to get to the next rank. I never lied, cheat, or steal to get on a meritorious board. I never lied, cheat, or steal to get a good fit rep, good pros and cons. I've never had to do any of that because that's just not even who I am. You feel me? I will never screw the next man over so that I can get ahead of them. I will never use a junior Marine as a stepping stool to get to my next step. I will never do these things, but others have. Others have. And it's a sad truth that everybody already knows about. And when I come around those type of people, right? You feel me? And if it's more than one of them, God, man, I done walked into a beehive, God, I done walked into the wrong environment. It's like I'm a blood and I done walked into a Crip neighborhood. They ain't gonna like me. You feel me? They ain't gonna be fucking with me because I possess qualities that they just don't have. You feel me? I possess qualities that are just natural, that I don't have to do those slick ass things that they're doing in order to get ahead. And I remember, man, like being a young corporal, you feel me? Just graduated the IT course, being surrounded by a group of sergeants, you feel me? And they couldn't stand me. And it ain't like I did anything. I literally just got told that I was going to be on this deployment with y'all, but they didn't like me because I had graduated from the IT course, and they didn't. They just could not wrap their heads around the whole, why is a corporal a martial arts instructor trainer? And here I am. I've been in the program probably longer than he's been in the Marine Corps. That ain't my fucking problem that you kept ducking and dodging that. It ain't my problem that when they said, hey, who wants to go? I got told to go and you lied. You faked the injury. It ain't my fucking problem. But we gonna excuse that and we gonna make it more about you. And they would just go out their way to just do things, act a certain way, flex their rank to try to make me feel a certain way about who I am, to make me feel as if I didn't deserve that. I remember coming to a unit, you feel me, that I was excited to go to. And because everybody had heard about me, heard good about me too. That's the thing that I don't think a lot of people understand. It ain't like they heard bad. Ain't nobody gonna call you and say, hey, watch out, Thigpen's coming, man. Y'all need to keep him on a short leash. They telling you like, hey, Thigpen's coming, man. Like you should be really excited to have him. He's going to be a great asset to you. And rather than allow me to be a great asset, you want to put me down here. You feel me? You want to make me feel a certain way. You want to make me feel like I don't belong when it's like, dude, like maybe it's that you don't belong there. You feel me? Because you got to pretend. And this is something I naturally have. I remember coming out here sometimes and just thinking to myself like, yo, why you being weird, bro? Like, why are you being so weird with me? And ever since that I became like Meech Speaks, like as soon as somebody could just look me up on social media, some people just feel a certain way when they see all of them dang on followers, all of them likes, all of them views. That make them feel a certain way because they just can't understand like, why is everybody liking him? Why does everybody look at him? And I'll tell you right now, and I don't know who need to hear this. Okay. All right. One of my least favorite things is being a social media influencer. I just got to call it what it is. In the military, because people assume that You are your profile. You feel me? Like you consumed by the amount of people that follow you. You're consumed by these views. You're consumed by all these likes, and your persona isn't that. And then when they see you in real life, right, and find out that you a fucking top tier performer, that jealousy starts to come up. I bring that up, man, because it's a lot of Marines around here. It's a lot of Marines around here that have experienced something like that before. It ain't nothing worse than being put under a trash ass leader. You feel me? Being surrounded by some trash ass people because they can't pretend to be who you are naturally. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with today's episode. So like I just said, some people naturally just will dislike you. You feel me? Like they're just going to dislike you because they can't pretend to do what you're doing. You know what I mean? And it ain't like you did anything wrong. It's because you do everything right. You probably got a certain work ethic that they will never have. You probably got a certain level of discipline about yourself that they will never have. You probably actually have a certain level of confidence that they will never have. And I will say this real quick, okay? When you get around somebody who's pretending to be the thing that you're naturally are, all right, I can't stress this enough. You cannot make yourself small. And I bet you're wondering right now, okay? If you choose to make yourself small, all right, you become the character that they already had about you in their head. Okay, I will say that one more time. If you choose to make yourself small, you will become the character that they have in their heads about you. All right. Now, I bet you wonder, why is it? Why is it that they feel this way when you enter a room? Has anybody else ever heard this saying before? All right. And I think Cat Williams said it a while back. A 300C looks like a phantom until a phantom shows up. Hey, I'll say it again. A 300C looks like a phantom until a phantom rolls up. Okay. The reason why they don't like you is because they the 300C. Okay. They look like they got confidence. They pretend that they got confidence. They look like they got a work ethic. They pretend to have a good work ethic. They look like they have discipline. They pretend to have all of these things. And then when you show up, right? When you show up doing the thing that they pretend to have, they start to get exposed. That mask starts to come off a little bit. That confidence that you naturally have because it's not associated to your accomplishments. You just naturally have a certain level of confidence about yourself, just will show. When you are outperforming them, it will show. When you showing up earlier than they are, it will fucking show. When you asking questions about something, it will fucking show. And because they won't rise to it. And let me rephrase, man, because I'm giving people too much credit. It's not that they won't rise to it. They can't rise to it. They can't rise to the level that you're at because they don't have those qualities. Okay. Like they don't. You ever punch through what's those dry erase? Like it's not dry erase, but those dry walls, and it looks like a solid wall until your whole damn shoulders through it off of a punch. That's really what they are. It looks like a solid wall, guys. It looks like it's a solid wall. And then as soon as some type of impact happens, you about to go through that. They ain't got nothing behind them to really stand on. And then you enter, right? Like you enter. And when you punch that wall, there's fucking brick behind there because there's a foundation behind it. I bring that up, man, because a top tier performer going to get out of the military the moment that he realized that he's surrounded by pieces of shit. And I'll say that again. A top tier performer is going to get out of the military the moment that he realizes that he's surrounded by pieces of shit. And he's going to get out because he's going to get tired of trying to make himself small. He's going to get tired of ducking and dodging punches that these people who pretending to be like him are throwing. He's going to get tired of this malice that he has to experience. You feel me? Just for being who he is. Even if I took the military out, a person will leave a relationship the moment that they get tired of dealing with somebody that's pretending to be something. You feel me? You pretended to have all of these qualities in the very beginning, and then now here you are in the relationship and you don't have those. They're going to get tired of that. A person will get tired of being around somebody who's envious of them. They're going to leave. because they know that if they stay, it's just going to hurt them even more. So I will bring that all the way back. A top tier performer will always get out. He will always get out because he's tired of dealing with the people that are pretending to be something that he naturally is. He gonna go somewhere where he don't gotta dodge these punches. He gonna get applauded for just being naturally who he is. He gonna go somewhere where instead of being told to calm down, turn it down, to rise up or turn it up even more, he gonna go somewhere where he's gonna be appreciated instead of minimized. And speaking of being minimized, the worst thing that you can do is minimize yourself. Now, I said it earlier, okay? All right? The moment that you start minimizing yourself, like when you encounter people that are jealous of who you are, envious of who you are, they ain't really got it. And they gonna make you feel like you ain't got it too, even though it's dead in your hands. You know what I mean? Like it's the thing that you carrying. And they gonna try to make you feel small. And the moment that you do, you're going to become the character that they've always wanted you to be. They're going to start to add in things. Try to take away from your accomplishments. Yeah, he ain't all like that. Like as soon as he got under some pressure, he couldn't handle it. I remember coming out here hearing stories, man, like hearing stories. I bet you he won't be creating and doing all of that once he get on the streets. Still do it. I still create it. Still find time, still make episodes, still make videos, still show it off. Because that's who I am, though. You know what I mean? I remember getting somewhere and they saying, I bet you think Pim won't have that smile on his face once he realizes what's going on. I still will. The reality is that they're bothered by the fact that you're able to overcome this. Because they weren't. Let's just call a spade a spade. A motherfucker gonna feel a certain way about you because the reality is that you're doing the thing that they could never do. You push through the obstacle that they could never get through. You feel me? Time and service got them around it. Somebody else had to come back. You were doing the thing that broke them. There it is, right there. Now we finally got it out the way. The reason why they want you to feel small is because you're doing the thing that broke them. If you in a hard demanding job and you ain't falling apart and they seem like they trying to make you fall apart, that's because when they were in that hard demanding job, when they were in that adverse situation, it broke them. And they want you to be broken too. Because if you break, then it solidifies who they are and they can always say, yeah, man, this breaks everybody. No, it broke you. It made you fat. It made you out of shape. It made you give up. It made you do all of those things. It won't do that to me. It won't do that to me because I'm different than you. But if you allow them to make you do all that, right? Like if you minimize yourself and you become small, you're going to be exactly who they've wanted you to be this entire time. And a motherfucker will be quick to change who you are in the face of everybody else, so that way everyone knows who you are now. Okay? They will scratch your name off and put something else, so that way everybody can say that this is you now. So as we come to a close of this episode, one thing that I want you to understand is that you are exactly who the fuck you are. Okay. Some of y'all right now, man, y'all possess a work ethic that is just untouchable. You feel me? Like a motherfucker will have to spend 100 years just to get 1 year the work ethic that you got. Some of y'all, man, y'all got a certain level of discipline that can't be stopped. Man, some of y'all really got a confidence level that just radiates the moment that you enter a room. Some of y'all got a light that shines so bright that people really got to put sunglasses on when they come around you. And I bring that up because you also face people that want to take that light, that want to dim that confidence, that want to put water on that work ethic, that want to diminish that discipline. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because you've done everything right. And because you've done everything right, they can never be who you are. and it shows and they feel exposed. So I will tell you this, okay? And I really want you to take this and allow this to carry you throughout this entire week. Do not make yourself small so somebody else can feel big. I will say that again because I don't know who needs to hear it. Do not make yourself small so somebody else can feel big. That's not your responsibility. Do not dim your light so somebody else can shine. That's not your responsibility. If they want to stand next to you, they need to turn their frequency up. They need to turn that up too. Do not lower your voice so somebody else can be heard. That's not how that works. They can match it. Do not change the way that you walk so somebody else can keep up. If they want to stand next to you, if they want to walk next to you, they need to go ahead and pick up the pace. The reality is, man, don't stop being who you are so somebody else can pretend to be who they are. And just like that, another extraordinary thought left this ordinary mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to head on over to your favorite streaming platform, whether that's Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, and leave this podcast an honest review because this podcast deserves to grow just as much as we do. Also, don't forget to head on over to TikTok or Instagram and follow me at Meech Speaks. That's right, Meech Speaks. Meech is spelled Meech. Stay motivated, stay healthy. I'm out.